Hello, Pisces. Welcome in. I am super happy to have you. This is the in-depth reading for the past person that we've been talking about. Enough of you responded that I decided to do it. We are going to be doing the new person tomorrow. So anyway, wow, we're just going to dive in. I got a lot of decks out. We'll just see what we use and what we don't, and we're going for it. We are open to receiving the messages. Oh, hang on 1 second. I just forgot one little thing. Okay. We're ready. We are ready. Okay, Spirit, we are ready to receive the messages about Pisces' past person. What does Pisces need to know about their past person? For Pisces. Okay. Okay, Pisces. So you're getting Mentor on the bottom of the deck, and you're getting Avenger as the energy. And you know what this is giving me? It's giving me this energy of someone who presents themselves one way and is a different. Someone who Well, I'm really drawn to the fact that they wear a mask, okay? First of all. But secondly, the energy I'm getting is someone that gives off the impression, they may not come right out and say it directly, but they give off the impression that they want a long-term, stable, solid relationship. They come across like that kind of person. They come across really solid, really reliable, someone that you feel safe around. When I think of a mentor, do I think of someone who teaches us something? Yes. But, and I get that with this person, that you learned a lot here, but I get more, it was because of you choosing to learn things more than I want to give them credit for teaching you. And they may have provided some kind of space where you felt safe opening up or being more vulnerable or dropping your defenses, which may have helped you to kind of learn something about yourself. But I just don't, I feel very protective of you in this energy, and very much like I don't want to give this person credit for anything. I mean, obviously they deserve some credit, but it's almost like I feel as though you were very generous giving this person credit, or, I feel that you felt, this person made you feel something that you don't normally feel, which it feels like safe, heard, seen, understood. They seemed wiser, calmer, more mature than other people that you've dated. Someone that you could just be yourself around, which is a gift for sure. I don't want to take anything away from this person, but I also really don't want to give them too much credit. Pisces have a tendency to kind of like self-sacrifice in relationships. They'll see like an area where somebody may be having a deficit, and they like, especially around emotional expression, emotional availability and stuff. And a Pisces will kind of sometimes sacrifice their own needs in that arena or in that area and or like overgive in that area to sort of try to compensate. And I feel like with this person, there's almost this energy of you may have done that because you felt this person was in this energy, but it's like when you discovered that possibly they were wearing a mask, or they were sort of being something or someone that they weren't, or that they weren't actually totally showing up, their actions may not have completely backed this energy up. And in fact, like, you know, you know, I get it's like sometimes their actions were even sort of I like opposed to this energy. It's like when it was just the two of you, maybe everything was just fine, really calm, really comfortable, really warm, really engaging and safe and good. But then this person, it's like they had the capacity to maybe be someone different in public, or be someone different, maybe even behind your back. And I feel like you kept sort of, I don't know. Well, this is a really tricky energy because they are both of these things. They are not one or the other, they are both. And so it's not like they're not this person. And when this is what you want and you have it, you know, and then they have this, it's kind of, I feel this energy of sort of sacrificing, like kind of letting them be this person, hoping that it's going to change, or hoping that that's just their, you know, fear around the relationship or something, but that they're going to be calm the more you sit by their side, or the more you show that you're going to show up. And it almost emboldens them more when you do that, is how I feel. And so I feel like there's this energy of a boundary right here. You may have had to set a boundary because you were sacrificing more than you were comfortable with, or it started to not feel so good. It started to feel draining. It started to feel like getting this, or whatever percent was this, was not enough. That this was starting to really chip away at your ability to feel safe and comfortable in this, with this energy of them. Interesting. Okay. Let me see what this says. Guys, don't fight over your bones. You both have a bone. You don't need to fight over each other's. I am the peacekeeper right now. Yeah, see, oh man, this person, woo-wee. You turned your back. I feel this. You, you put a boundary up. I feel it's like you were sacrificing because this was attractive. This was something that you were looking for. This is something that you thought that you found that you hadn't found before. But the reality is, Bubby, please. Bubber. Hey, come here. Yeah. You don't have to bark about everything today. Sorry, introducing a second dog into your house again, it's always a moment of transition here that we're going through, but they're doing excellently. They are best friends. But I think you turned your back because, it's kind of like you may have caught this person at something. You may have, I feel like you may have, with the police station, it's sort of this feeling where I think this person sort of may just be this way in relationships. And I think that people typically maybe let them get away with it. And I think that you didn't. And, you know, with that police station card, you know that feeling when you get caught doing something wrong, especially when you're someone who either doesn't get caught or doesn't really do things wrong very often, or sort of prides themselves on their image and their reputation of being like maybe this type of person. And then it's like you get caught being a jackass, like you get caught doing something stupid, or you get caught like not actually being the image that you have cultivated and protected. It feels like, you know, it may not be that like you caught them cheating on you or talking to somebody else or something like that. I mean, you could have, but it feels like you caught them in their lie. Like you exposed their shadow. You exposed this low vibe part of them to them. And, you know, I feel like, you know, they kind of felt like an ass. Like they kind of felt like a thug. I don't know. You know, it's like, I feel like you exposed that they may kind of be a thug. You know that song by TLC, No Scrubs? It's like, you act like you're so different from all these other guys or all these other girls, but really you're the same. You just hide it better. You just have this persona that you project that suggests that you're not that way, but you are that way. You know, in the end, you're scared, or in the end, you're not able to commit or not able to follow through, or you say you want this, but then when it comes time for you to take action, you don't, which tells me everything, which tells me that's not really who you are. Or if it is, you've got a major misalignment within you that you need to work on. And I think, you know, this firestorm energy, it feels like a tower, you know, it feels like where, wow, I just got a few things. For one thing, you know, Pisces love is sneaky love. Like to be loved by a Pisces is such a gift. You know, it's all encompassing. It's typically very unconditional. Yeah. And it's very understanding, very non-judgmental, very something that you just can't get from everybody. It truly is. I am extremely fortunate to have so many amazing Pisces in my life, and including you. And this thing is that, you know, sometimes you don't realize that love until it's gone, until it's missing, and then the absence is there, you know, because it's so quiet and so unassuming, and it's not loud, it's not in your face, it's also not manipulating you to look at it. It never tries to prove its worth, it never tries to be right. It is what it is, and you have to pick up on the subtlety and appreciate it on your own. And not everyone can do that. And it looks like, you know, to me, this energy of this girl sitting next to this man, it feels like there was a lot of comfort that you brought to this person. A lot of, I'll just sit beside you. We don't have to do anything. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Like I'll just sit beside you. And it's like, I think this person may have been a bit lonely, or a bit, you know, they may have had friends, but it sort of feels like the friends appealed to the lower vibrational side of them rather than the mentor side of them. And I think that you were willing to see this person the way they wanted to be seen. And that in and of itself is such a gift, right? Because it makes that person believe that, yeah, that I can be this person. I am this person, you know? And I do think that this person did have a lot of respect for you in their own way. I don't think they always treated you respectfully, but I do feel like, you know, they cared about what you thought about them. Honey bunches. Yeah, okay, get your bone. Everybody has a bone. Like, let's just lay down and chew bones. How about that? That sounds like so fun. Yeah. And so I feel there's just this energy of, you know, what they lost was kind of exponential. And it's kind of one of those things where they had never had it before. So, you know, it's almost like I don't know that I could ever align with that kind of energy again, or ever find someone that could even bring that to me. You know, sometimes when people sit beside us, it can actually intensify our anxiety or our depression. But in this case, it's like when you sat beside this person, they just felt whole. They just felt calm. They just felt comfortable in their own skin. And so it's not like butterflies and fireworks and rainbows and stars and whatever. It's just, I'm okay being me in this moment, which, like, what is a better thing than that, you know? And so it's kind of like this person ended up taking it for granted. And there were parts of them that I feel like were aligned with you, but there were parts of them that were definitely not. And I feel like Pisces, you know, it got to the place where, you know, it was not possible, I feel like, for you to stay and feel supported by the connection, to be honest with you. You do have love child here. Some of them may have had a love child or may have a child, but I honestly get that this person really could see themselves having a family with you. And I don't think that this person is someone that regularly really sees that or even feels like they necessarily want that. And I feel like this is also part of the firestorm, because I think that they were quietly sort of getting used to this dream or getting used to this vision or getting used to this space. And this is a tremendous loss that this person has incurred, losing you, Pisces. And I feel like not only did you turn your back, but you're like, listen, you got all you're gonna get. You took the bite out of the apple, like, and it was poisonous, because now you're stuck with all of this that you have to deal with. I'm moving on and I'm happily single, out with my friends, whatever. Yeah, underneath that, moving on, letting go, loving you, but leaving, you know? And so I feel like, you know, Pisces, you turn towards the things that you could control. You turn towards the things that were going to build you back up and make you happy and make you feel empowered. And I feel like that's where you have been. And I feel like this person, like, even in watching you do that, I think this person is like, what a clown, what a fool, what an idiot I am to have done this. And beyond that, it's like, I think they're actually pretty worried about the way that you're seeing them. Because I think you called them out on something. You may have said something, you may have exposed something to them in some kind of conversation, or just even through your actions, the fact that you didn't buy into their BS. That I think it's like they feel caught. I'm getting this energy of like got caught with their pants down, you know, like literally. It's like they told you they were different from all the rest, and then you were like, aha, no you're not, you know, let me show you how you're not. Oh man, I just heard that song, Watching You Walk Away. This is going to be really hard for this person to live with, I'm just telling you. All right. Let's see what we can get from Bhakti. No, don't take her bone. You have your own bones. Don't steal other people's bones, okay? It's just going to lead to a fight. I'm the playground monitor right now. Okay, here we go for Pisces, please. For Pisces. Yeah, I'm just getting reality hits and reality hurts. Reality is hard. Like, woo. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, you have, I have to be in contact with you again. I miss you so much. Yes, I believe that to be true. I don't know if they've changed, though. Okay. I think they're like, oh my God. I think they're very worried about how you see them. Okay. I cheated you out of real love. I ghosted you because of my own insecurities. I feel like you're on the other side of my every breath. Our relationship was different and special. Other people didn't understand. My spirit is always with you. Can you feel me? Do you still love me too? Our beliefs were just too different. I couldn't reconcile mine to yours. I think, this person kind of, when we have really let ourselves down and we've really disappointed ourselves and we've really made a choice that caused us, that was so obviously us betraying ourselves, what we often do is we reach for ways to sort of justify that action or that behavior. We'll start saying, well, our beliefs were actually really different. Like, I don't know if it really actually could have worked because blah, 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 like they thought this and I thought that, or, they were this and I was this, or I come from this background and they come from that one. You know what I mean? But ultimately, you have, my spirit is always with you. Can you feel me? Do you still love me too? First of all, I feel like this person probably did not ever tell you that they loved you. I feel like they did and you knew it. But I don't think that they may have ever verbalized it. I feel like with this, my spirit is always with you. My mind might be trying to convince myself somehow that I did the right thing, or that it never really would have worked anyway and that I just need to get over it and move on. But like my soul, my spirit, it knows that you were the best thing that ever happened to me. Oh my God, I almost just started crying. I just got so choked up right there, you guys. Holy heck. I mean, this is heavy. This person has definitely cried. I don't care who they are. I don't care what they look like. I don't care how they, come across like somebody who would never cry. This person has cried over you, sobbed, couldn't breathe, kind of cry over you. Yeah, it says, I feel like you're on the other side of my every breath. I feel like when they were with you, there was something about it. It almost felt as though your biochemistry like matched up, like you could come into such sync with each other, just being quiet, just sitting by each other, even, maybe watching a movie or whatever. It's almost as if your heartbeats joined up, or your breath joined up, or when you walked places, your strides matched, or, it's like there was some kind of rhythm that got established between you, even your bodies, I don't know, that's how it's coming across. And it's like, wow, like losing that, being ripped away from that. I mean, Pisces, I'm sure this was really, really hard for you. But I think, it's hard. What's hard when you are the one that is like, I can't compromise myself in this way. Bunchy, don't play with this squeaky toy, please. She wants to play with Bhakti. I know, Bubby. No, I can't play tug of war with you right now. Take your toy out there. Take your toy out there, okay, girlfriend? But, like you feel that loss, but that ultimately, even if you start doubting yourself, you can really come back to the place that you did the right thing. And I think you are, with this happily single energy, it's like you have returned back to kind of a rhythm that you had with yourself in your normal daily life that feels good. That, it's like, yeah, you're sad. Yeah, you miss the person. Yeah, it's a huge loss. Yeah, you're grieving. But there's also a net to catch you. And it's kind of the foundation that you've created in your own life, your own world. Where I feel like with this person, it's sort of this endless free fall of, I fucked up. But then there's this desire for the ego to not have it be their fault, that says, oh, we were really different. Oh, we were, you know what I mean? But those thoughts, you know, your heart knows what your heart knows, and your heart feels what your heart feels. And it sort of creates this splitting apart kind of energy where I believe what I have to believe, but I feel what I feel. Like you can't convince your feelings to be different than what your feelings are. Ooh. They know they messed up. They know that you were really special and that what you were giving them was an immeasurable gift, and they cheated you in return. And that's hard to live with. That is hard to live with. No matter what, I feel like that's hard to live with. When all someone tried to do was give you unconditional love and understanding and care and concern, and you turned around and like maybe didn't even commit, didn't even tell them how you felt, didn't give that same kind of, you know, reciprocity back to them. You may have done other things, but that same kind of care. And, you know, it may have been outside this person's scope. You know, it just may have been something that they were actually just truly not capable of. For Pisces, for Pisces, for Pisces, please, for Pisces, for Pisces. You have hurt on the bottom of the deck. You have insomnia. You have forbidden, you've closed off. You're not giving this person access to you anymore. Yeah, you love yourself. They can't stop thinking about you. I honestly think that they think that you have moved on, or that you are moving on, or that surely you will move on, or that there were probably even people waiting in the wings for you here. This is why they're such a jackass. This is, I mean, the rotation of all the ways in which they are like, you're a jackass to themselves is pretty intense. It's like you knew that Pisces was a hot commodity, or like you knew how special Pisces was. Like you knew, you know, wow. I mean, it's like literally, this is kind of almost like a self-defeating behavior. It's almost like, oh my God, I just got the weirdest thing. Oh, let me see if I can say it. You know how some people like pain in private because it makes them feel something? I feel like this person can really be hard on themselves or kind of beat themselves up. Not everyone is this true for, but there is somebody out there that this is true for. It's almost like the energy of cutting, but it's like, it's just this energy of like, projecting perfect, but underneath it all feeling like an imposter. And then it's like when the imposter kind of gets found out, there's this cycle of beating the crap out of themselves that feels real and in some way feels good because they're feeling something, because they don't always feel something. But I feel like in this case, it's not working. Because I feel in this case that they, for a moment, could like let themselves think, see, and believe what they could have had if they weren't actually underneath it all an imposter. And I think it filled them with hope. It filled them with optimism. It actually filled them with love. It filled them with feeling a lot of really amazing, good feelings. And it feels as though they have lost all of that. And I think they think they were so fortunate and lucky to find it once. They don't even think I could find this again, or there could be someone else, or I could, like, it's just like, no, my chances of having that go out the door with Pisces. You taught them something about actually loving yourself and having a boundary and protecting yourself. Like, they do not understand that. They may have, friends or relationships or family relationships that are sort of enmeshed. Like, they don't necessarily make a lot of sense. Like, they may not even really like the person, or they may constantly be like, this person is always hurting me, but I stay with this person, or I keep doing this with this person, or I'm always disappointed, but I'm those are forms of attachment and stuff. That's not, like, love. But when you don't love yourself and you don't understand, like, you don't demand, you don't have standards or whatever from other people, you don't have boundaries, you start falling into things like codependency and enmeshment, and where you are not really a sovereign being. You're really partially like the other people. It's like, and being in a relationship with people like that is incredibly hard, because you're not in a relationship with them directly. You're in a relationship with them and everyone that they're enmeshed with and attached to. So you taught them something about boundaries and about self-love. And I think you also showed them that they are worthy of love, that they are lovable. They definitely consider you a soulmate. They're definitely hurting. They're definitely hurting. I definitely think that they think that there's a really good chance that they've completely lost you. First of all, you're very off limits to them. You completely shut down. I feel like that the access that they had to you, that they treasured, I mean, I don't know if they treasured it, but they wanted it, and they liked it. They enjoyed it. They don't have anymore. And it feels like the way in which you pulled back from it is as vulnerable as the way in which you gave it. In other words, you're not likely to open up again. Let's just get a couple messages here, and then I'm going to look at what they like about you and what's blocking this, and then we're going to dive into the tarot and see if we can get any further information here. So again, guys, let me know if you're into this, like if you like this reading, if this is informative, if this is providing clarity. I really would appreciate it. I don't know. I'm feeling guided to really, I don't know, branch out or something with these readings, or I don't know, look at them on a different level than, I don't know. We'll just see what happens. But I really do appreciate your feedback. So, thank you for all of you who, said, yeah, I want this reading. So, all right. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, you have worried. I feel like there's someone else involved. See, we had that third party energy. I definitely get that feeling. This person feels like you've already moved on, or you're already talking to someone else, or you know that there are other options. You may not necessarily be ready to pursue them. I mean, we're all on different timelines, right? But it's like, they either know that you're the type of person that is quite a catch, and you know that there will be other chances, and so how likely are you to get hung up on them the way they're going to get hung up on you, because they know that it's going to be very, very hard to find someone who they can just sit beside and feel like that. It says, why be selfish and not allowing yourself to be seen and loved? Allow it. I feel like this person actually feels like they were quite selfish in this situation. I feel like, I feel like there was a point where they really knew what they had, and they really treasured it, and they really loved it. And then I feel like I think it triggered some of the shadow energy, to be honest with you. And I feel like they it's almost kind of like stopped being mostly this person and started being more this person. Do you know what I'm saying? It says, strange, our connection defies explanation. And then, hey, it's not over yet. For them, this is not over. For them, this is still the dominant thing in their world. It says, this separation feels like hell. My heart just needs a break from the pain. This person, they're consumed with this. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is their focus. This is what they're thinking about. You, and they don't see that from you. And it's like, I feel this like, oh, you're so stupid kind of energy. Oh, you're such a jackass. Like, you knew this. Like, Pisces didn't need to tell you constantly, look, there's competition for my heart. If you're not going to show up, then let me go, because there are other people that would be interested in me. You know what I mean? Like, you let them rise and fall by their own sword. And that's the hardest sword to die by, your own, you know? And it says, nostalgic, thinking of our combos makes me smile. I think, you know, it's a really double-edged sword here with you, because I feel like on the one hand, there's comfort in thinking about this connection and thinking about the conversations you had and the comfort that you brought. And, you know, it's like a happy, bright spot to think about it. But then I think it's almost equally as painful, because they had it and they messed it up. And now they don't know if they'll be getting another chance to get it back. Let's see what's still blocking this connection. I feel like it's conversation, but I honestly, Pisces, this card, what card is it? This card of Forbidden, that card makes me feel like a lot of you, it's like you're hurt, you're wounded, you were naked with this person. You gave them the best of what you had, and they didn't rise to meet the occasion. And so you had to put yourself on lockdown. And I think it was such a painful process for you of removing yourself from a situation and, you know, cutting yourself off from this beautiful energy that you were also enjoying. But it got to be too much. There was also too much of the Avenger energy in there. Too much mask wearing, too much fakeness, too much, you know, actions that don't match their words. Yeah. This person is trying to get their shit together. I can just tell you this person is trying to get their shit together. I don't know if they can or not. I don't know if it matters or not. I don't know. I think for kind of a lot of you, it's too late. I feel like this person may have been cheated on or may have had some kind of betrayal in the past. I also definitely got this feeling with that Avenger, especially, that this person somehow, they do feel like, you know, they're, you know, and I got this with the love child also. It's like, it's almost like, I love you so much, I can see myself in other roles than I have ever been able to see myself in before. It's like I had this feeling that this person may have thought, like, you know, they may not have ever said this or expressed it, but it's kind of one of those energies where, you know, they weren't necessarily hoping to have a family or to find that kind of love in their life. And they may sort of feel like they are someone who could easily end up by themselves. But the kind of connection or the way that they connected to you, Pisces, made them feel hopeful, made them feel optimistic, made them feel like they might even want something that they didn't want before. I'm getting a heart chakra awakening. I'm getting like you woke something up inside of them. Even like a latent dream or a latent hope or thought. I feel like this person it's kept their schedule very filled or something here. And I think that is one of the ways that they self-protect. Because it's like, I think too, the more time that they spent with you, the more intensely they felt. And I feel like, though, they are afraid of betrayal. They have been betrayed before. And I think I think at times this person thought, my God, if Pisces betrayed me, it would kill me. They may have asked a lot of questions about, like, where were you? They may have even, like, done that, like, find my friend location thing on the phone to, like, sort of make themselves feel better. I feel, like, where they could track you, or where you knew that they could track you. I don't know that they were tracking you. I don't think it was, like, that intense, but there is this fear of cheating, and, like, this feeling of, God, if Pisces cheated on me, that would be, I don't know that I could overcome it. Because I think egoically, for them with the past person, it was really hard. Because their ego took such a hit. But I think with you, it would have been, their ego, but it would have been their heart, their soul. Like, it would have hit them on a deeper level. They were feeling really vulnerable that way. Like, more vulnerable than they had in the past. And I think that they definitely did not mean to get there or to go there. Guys, come on. You both have a bone. Like, please don't fight over the bones, okay? I think this person sent you a lot of mixed signals, because I think that they really did want this and they really did feel this way. But there was something inside them. Like I said, I keep getting this, like, imposter syndrome. Something inside them that felt like they didn't deserve it, or that they weren't good enough, or that you were eventually going to realize that they weren't who they claimed to be. But I feel like, this person really did get to a place where they were like, I could see my whole life with Pisces. I could see myself doing this. I could see myself being this person. And I think, though, they were so afraid to pick it because I feel like they didn't know if they were capable of it. I think that they didn't know if they could actually rise to meet that occasion. All right, let's see what they like about you. For Pisces. For Pisces. For some of you, they may have also kept this relationship sort of quiet. I'm getting, it's like they didn't, there's something about, like, they just didn't, oh my God, you guys, look at the card that stuck out but didn't come out. This person saw themselves having kids with you. This kid, see, I keep saying this kid. This person literally, for the first time, I feel like in their entire lives, let themselves feel the, like, sense of being a parent with you. It's not to say that they don't have other kids or that they don't have other situations, but Box, come on, guys. You come over here. Here's your bone on this side. So you come to this side because you're stressing him out. He thinks you're going to go for his bone. So you come. Yes, good girl. Thank you, honey Bex. All right. So we have, I'm inspired by you because you make me want to do things I've never done before. Yeah, 1,000,000%. I'm attracted to you because you are deeply intense and magnetic. Yup. I am inspired by you because you're a creative genius. I'm attracted to you because you express yourself easily. You made this person feel like $1,000,000 Pisces. I am inspired by you because you always have the answers. Happy girls are the prettiest. I love how silly you are. I'm attracted to you because you always have fun. This is really sad, you know? This is really sad. All right, let's get some tarot on this. So, Spirit, what is this person thinking right now? What is this person? Guys, honey, remember, honey, you're coming on this side. This is where your bonus. No, don't come over the top of me. Yes, go around. Thank you. Thank you. That's so good, girlfriend. That is so good. You're a good granddaughter. Yes, you are. All right. What is this person thinking? What is this person thinking? What is this person, thinking? What is this person thinking? What is this person thinking? We have the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. They're learning a spiritual lesson. Yeah, we have the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, about commitment, about taking charge, about making decisions that are in the highest and best, about being a solid and stable and reliable partner. Yeah, we've got the Seven of Pentacles coming out with the Seven of Swords. You know, it's almost like it was bound to catch up with them sooner or later, this misalignment, you know, and this is fate, this is destined, this is the divine timing of this person's exposure to their own misalignment. They really and truly God, what is like that Bob Marley quote? Like, it's a coward who opens up a woman's capacity to have feelings for you and then doesn't act upon it or something like that. This person feels like trash, and they're having to carry all of that. They have to carry those thoughts. You know, you see how that person's wearing that mask and carrying all those swords, and some of the swords she's carrying by the like sharp part, it's hurting them. It's hurting them constantly. They cannot get away from it. You know, I think that they are putting out there that they're like fine, or that it doesn't matter, or it's not bothering them, but like this is what they're dealing with inside. And it was time for them to come to this place where they needed to deal with this inside. You got the Hangman here, and that energy is just, it's so potent, you know. They don't have access to you. They can't just keep going on status quo in this relationship and, you know, kind of pretending to be this, but then actually sort of being this misaligned being. And they're having to look back on this relationship and get complete clarity. I feel like, Pisces, you did communicate to this person. I feel like you did really show them and expose to them all the ways in which they were wearing a mask. And, you know, maybe not quite like that, but like, you know, you definitely, I think, took your time and articulated and communicated to this person how you saw things. And I think now that they don't have access to you and all they can do is think about you and look at it and remember it and turn it over in their mind, they're feeling very vulnerable. They're feeling very exposed, and even to themselves. And they are seeing it very clearly, you know, in retrospect. You have the Five of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. This is someone who deeply regrets not acting upon this solid and stable opportunity that the universe provided. You know, an Ace of Pentacles is a huge gift in anyone's life. And I feel like, you know, they fumbled the ball. They are in deep regret. They are stuck thinking about this. They are stuck thinking about how they coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't. And there is this energy with the King of Pentacles and the Emperor of, you know, this is who they feel like they are. This is who they want to be. This is who they want to be seen as. And this was probably the biggest test of their life. Because being a King of Pentacles is not just about, are you able to make money? Are you able to sustain yourself in an abundant lifestyle? It's about committing, and it's about showing up, And it's about honoring your commitments and being a strong and stable force for others and for good and for, relationships. It's the husband and the father of the tarot. And, with the Emperor here, this person may have been really in their ego and really controlling and, saw being a King of Pentacles as a backward step. Instead of seeing it as shoring up their strength, really. Well, they're thinking about it now. They're sure thinking about it now. They're sure seeing it now. What is in their heart space for Pisces right now, please, Spirit? What is in their heart space for Pisces right now, please, Spirit? What is in their heart space for Pisces right now, please, Spirit? Okay. Oof. The Ten of Swords. The Page of Cups. See, at the end of the day, when I really ask myself, what do I want? It's this. It's Pisces. Seven of Wands, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the High Priestess. Pisces, I feel like this person is still pretty guarded when it comes to their heart. I feel like they can't really open the floodgates and allow themselves to feel. When you go through something that hurts really bad in your life, usually you kind of have to... Well, you don't have to. There's all kinds of ways to grieve, or there's all kinds of ways to experience suffering, right? And we know there's suffering because there's the Ten of Swords, right? But there's all kinds of ways to get through that. But a lot of times what a lot of people will do is sort of cut themselves off from being able to feel. They sort of just shut it down. They try really hard to suppress and push down those feelings rather than to just sit with them and allow them to roll on through so that they can actually heal and move beyond it. And with the Seven of Wands, that's what I see them doing. They're suppressing their heart. They're suppressing their feelings. It hurts too much. And so I feel like there's this energy of... maybe they'll let it out in stages at some point. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll allow themselves to open up and kind of learn from it in little blurbs here and there. Maybe it will get triggered and will come up at different times. It's going to be different for everyone, but I think the method that they chose to apply, and I think the method that they probably have used in the past, is this Seven of Wands, just put a mask on, just pretend it's okay. See how she has that bird. I'm light and breezy, this bird head. But there are these wands here where it's I'm guarded, I'm protected, but I'm just acting like it doesn't bother me. I'm actually even getting a little bit of a peacock energy here. So they might even be going to some kind of extreme with that, especially with the Knight of Wands too. I think Pisces, in their heart, they want to come towards you with that Knight of Wands facing that High Priestess. I think they want to come towards you. I think they want to be charming. I think they want to sort of think that they could just walk in and say the right things, in their heart. They want to just sort of be able to smooth this over and move past it. But I think in their heart of hearts, they really do know that that probably isn't possible. There's this energy with the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups where it's they know that there were real feelings here on both of your parts. And they know that because of the choice that they made, the indecision, the, cheating you of your opportunity to experience the same kind of loving experience that you were giving them, it's kind of why would you accept them back? Or it's like in their heart. This is really tricky to say. It's like in their heart, they feel that they have really done something where they may not deserve your love, and where they know that they sort of deserve the response that you're giving them, which is pulling back all your energy. The high priestess keeps all these secrets, you know. She's not talking to them. She's not open anymore. She's not sharing with them. She's not sitting next to them. And it's like they kind of, their heart wants them to do whatever it takes to sort of get you back. But at the same time, there's this part of their heart that knows that you probably are not ever going to open up to them again. Do you know what I'm saying? And oh my God, I just got, what hurts the most is being so close. That song is just, when I listened to it, I listened to it a couple of times on Spotify, and I started feeling better because I was listening to it, and it was like alleviating that message that I mean, I was getting it all the time. And it's, but like in the last day, it's just coming back again. So like all the time. So I you know, I feel like that's just this energy. Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde. This is heavy shit, right? It's just with this Page of Cups and this Knight of Cups. You see how this Knight of Wands looks like he's ready to take action, and this Knight of Cups looks like he's packing away this cup. You know, like, I just have to admit and acknowledge that I lost this. That you know, I'm going to put this in a really safe place that I can always come back to and remember that time I was actually loved. Like, oh my God, I'm getting so choked up just saying this to you guys. It's crazy. Whew. Okay. So the heart space is a hot mess. What actions? I'm actually going to use this deck because it's actually sort of hard to look at this pile of cards here. Okay. What actions might this person take towards Pisces at this time? What actions might this person take? I do see the Three of Cups in the heart space with this Ten of Swords. They want to come back together. They want to celebrate. They want to have this reconciliation. But there's also just this energy of, you know, it feels like it's over with the Ten of Swords. Okay. What actions might this person take towards Pisces? Please, Spirit. What can you... Yeah, Jesus. First thing that comes out just like this. The High Priestess crossed by the Seven of Swords. This person, you know, it's almost feeling as though they feel really blocked off from you or disconnected from you. And they feel that, you know, this is their own deception that caused this, that created this. And that you're actually just sitting in your power and in your truth. And it almost feels like any approach that they would make to you would seem cheap or disingenuous. Like I feel this energy of them having a really hard time thinking about what they could possibly say to unwind the clock that's already happened, or unwind the you know, with the damage that they've done. Yeah, because they had an opportunity with you to take a leap of faith. They had an opportunity to go all in on this. You know, they were working together with you. I feel like they were, you know, there was some degree of, you know, sharing a vision, sharing a plan, and making it happen, bringing it into being. There was an established relationship here on some level, whether it was called a relationship or it wasn't. There was this meeting of the minds. There was a point where this was a good relationship. But when they had the chance, or when the time was appropriate for them to take a leap of faith, it's like they talked themselves out of it. They defeated themselves. You know, this person may come in and apologize. I almost feel like they will for a lot of you, because I honestly feel like there is this redemptive energy with this particular Page of Cups, where it's like, this may not be enough, but it's all I have to offer, and I at least have to try. I at least have to give this a shot. I at least have to try to do the right thing now. you know, the honest thing, the authentic thing, you know, the thing that really shows you what you meant to me. Because there is this sense, and I mean, guys, I'm getting choked up again. I really feel like I'm going to cry, of just like there's something in their consciousness that doesn't want you to walk away not understanding that they actually did care about you. And that they could see a future with you. And that they'd still like that. That's their truth. It's almost I get from this Two of Wands here to put the ball in your court. To tell you the future that they see, what they think, what they believe is possible. And sort of let me, you know, say to you, I will choose you now. It may be too late, but I would choose you now. I know I was like kind of too slow with this Knight of Pentacles underneath it. What's underneath that? The Ace of Pentacles, but here's the offer. Yeah. I know it may have taken too long. Oh, wow. Yeah. But here's the offer. And yeah, I feel like for a lot of them, it's like the reason they do this is because they can't live with the turmoil that they're kind of in over the situation. That is what I really feel. I've never been so deeply moved, like feeling like I'm going to be overwhelmed with tears, you know, in a reading. And I think it happened like 3 times. Just like my whole body was responding to that, like that deep cry. All right. So Pisces, if you are dealing with a water sign, daydreaming, you give me so much to look forward to. I am sending you telepathic messages. My karmic story is ending. If you're dealing with a fire sign, in true fire sign form, we have, we will be together again. All right, there's just a whole card explosion. Which, you know, this is that confidence, that arrogance, you know what I mean? Where they're like telling themselves this. I almost feel like blocking. They feel maybe very blocked off from you. I feel very a cut off energy here. I just need more time. I just want to go back in time. This person they cannot get comfort. They can't get away from the intensity of what they're feeling about what has happened here with you, Pisces. Angry. You are the only one who truly gets me. I am trying to figure things out. I want to talk to you. Yeah, that is a rough spot. A rough spot. All right, if you're dealing with an earth sign, I thought about reaching out, but I don't know what to say. Yeah. I am overcoming my fears. I am overthinking everything, guarded and repressing. Yeah. That's just a really stuck, stagnant. Earth signs can get locked down like that at times, and it is hard for them to break free. It takes a long time. You know, that's a slow moving energy. Okay. If you're dealing with an air sign, I've been having weird dreams about us. Passion, be patient with me, please. Triggered, controlling, nostalgic, and regret. All right, Pisces, this is what I have for you today. I really hope it helps. Like, please, again, let me know if it just, you know, if like doing a deep dive into a past energy is helpful. Then let me know. I don't know. I hate to be like a regularly scheduled reader person, because I like to just be open to go with the flow. Like, if you can't tell, I just think it's important to ride the waves we're given every day instead of trying to like impose our will upon them. And so, but you know, I like, there are times where it's like, oh yeah, I could do this. Or I could even meditate on whether or not I should do it. So, I do really appreciate your feedback. Anyway, Guys, I hope this really helped. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity. Someone is really torn apart over you, Pisces, but that doesn't mean they're for you. It doesn't mean that they're going to, you know, go through the hard transformation that requires you to sit with that difficulty and that suffering. You know, it just, you know, I hope that you got some insight from this reading. All right, until next time, you guys, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.